Welcome to Rock Solid Productions, where in this video we're going to talk about our experiences at the Southeast Game Exchange 2019. I owe you guys. Stay tuned. Hey everyone, Gary here with Rock Solid Productions. If this is your first time to the channel, I just want to take a second and thank you. I want to thank you watching right now for checking out what we have going on here on the channel. If you like what you see here, check out some of the other videos that we have. You're going to want to check out some of the other creators I'm going to mention in this video too. And if you really like what you see here, do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. That way each and every time we come out with new content, you're kept the most up to date. So this is a different sort of video for me, and this has been a hard one to kind of wrap my head around. We were scheduled to attend the 2019 Southeast Game Exchange, and we were going to do a panel with BP Retro Power talking about how to go ahead and restore your games and cartridges and discs and systems. The Thursday that we were going to leave, I got a phone call that I'll never forget when my father passed away. My first thought was, obviously what's going to go on with my family, but above and beyond that, I have this commitment here. What are we going to do? Thankfully, we were, between BP Retro and Austin with Southeast Game Exchange. I mean, it's a death in the family. It's not like it's something I planned, but they were gracious and understanding, and they also instantaneously sent thoughts, prayers, so on and so forth. So I just want to take a second and thank everyone involved with the Southeast Game Exchange for being so kind and so gracious. The way things was my folks actually lived part of the year in the mountains of Georgia in a fifth wheel camper. If you don't know what a fifth wheel is, I'll put a picture of it on screen right here. And we basically drove from central Illinois down to Georgia to help my stepmother pack up so that she could, basically take care of what she needed to. We drove down Thursday night, 10 to 12 hour drive, straight down. Took care of what we needed to family-wise. As we were getting ready to leave Sunday morning, Ginger asked me, why don't we still go to Southeast Game Exchange? We've got a couple hours. We're only 2 hours away. Why not? So we did. And I let JLove81, Jen, I love you. You're awesome. She was the first one I told. It's like, hey, we might still be coming. Don't let anyone know. And she had let the cat out of the bag. To a person, everybody that we saw when we walked in, between just the friendship, the camaraderie, the arm around the shoulder, the hug, I cannot thank JLove81, T-Belly, Jay Crouch, the NES Addict, Russ Lyman, BP Retro, Austin, Nintendo, Your Player 2, the Nostalgic Numbnuts, everybody, it wasn't a handshake, it was a hug, and it really helped reinforce to me, holy crap, I forgot Linda, aka the Gamer Girl. We're going to talk about Linda in a little bit. But it just kind of reinforced that community and the positivity that even, in the worst times, there are people here that will pick you up, that want to help you get through what you're going through, who understand. And for me, to you watching this right now, you all have done that for me too. Not y'all, you all. I'm not that far south, but it was fun being able to have that decompression and that release after several really emotional days. And all of you, thank you so much for everything that you did for me at the show. Speaking of at the show, I couldn't help but go to a show and not pick up a few things. And generally speaking, I don't like doing just pickup videos. We do it for our Patreons. I don't like watching them, so I don't like doing them either. It's like, hey, look at what I spent. But these are some cool things that they kind of tie in with the whole trip, and there's some special things that we got here too. So the first thing I want to start off with is this guy here. This is a Super Mario Kart Super Famicom storage case, basically. It's in okay shape. It is missing one of the latches here on top, but I have looked online. I've seen these go for like $70 or $80. I paid 20 bucks. And it's actually one of the vendors that we saw at the Midwest Gaming Classic. A great booth. They had great imports there too. One of my favorite booths to look at for imports. So I did go ahead and I picked this up from them. And then we picked up a few other things on the inside because, I mean, it's a storage case, so we're going to put stuff inside. So JLove81 comes up to me. She's like, "What size shirt do you wear?" I'm like, 2X, I'm a fat boy. What do you expect? She's like, "I'm gonna go get you an event shirt." Now, they have these really cool Sonic the Hedgehog looking SEGE ones. They were sold out of those, but Jen did buy me this Southeast Game Exchange t-shirt. Jen, you didn't have to. I really appreciate it. I will actually be doing some mod work for Jen shortly. She has her original Nintendo 64 from when she was a kid. We're gonna RGB mod that with Voltar's RGB mod board, exactly the same as what we did with Mr. Raymond's, or Mr. Maynard's, Mr. Raymond, why did I say that? Mr. Maynard's system down at the Missouri Game Con. So Jen, I got your back, let me know. Oh, she slapped me too, would you believe that? Jen, JLove81, she gave me a slap.
Are you gonna smack him?
Give me a slap. I've had this coming for a while, haven't I?
She's got to feel it. She's got to do it.
Yes.
That was a little weak. That was weak. Let's do it. Yeah.
Says I gotta do it again.
You gotta do it. That's weak. That's weak. Weak.
This is for you. I got you.
You got me. You got me. Go.
Oh, man.
Go.
You can't roll this way for this.
Ow!
That was good. The ears ringing. She slaps like a girl. Also there, we're going to dive in here, and like I mentioned, Linda, aka the Gamer Girl, and JLove and some others were there, and they had these really cool dust sleeves. This is from Video Game Dust Sleeve. They made custom ones, and this was the event one. And then Linda, aka the Gamer Girl, has her own one, and the cool thing is it's got all of her social information on the back. And she signed it for me too, which is also sweet. And then JLove81, and then it says on the front, "I may have to slap you," and she signed it on the back as well. So these are really cool if you are looking to have some custom game sleeves done. I'm pretty sure they're expanding now to other systems beyond just the NES. So I will be putting some very special games in each and every one of them. Thank you guys for doing these. It was really cool. Next up, well, I did pick up a couple of games, but before that, I picked up one of these guys here. This is the RAM booster for the Nintendo 64. And these have actually really gone up in price lately. Basically, this was included with like Star Fox 64, Donkey Kong 64. They actually need it to run. They won't run without it. I picked one of these up, 25 bucks. Not a great price, but not terrible. The reason why I picked this up is on my recent order that I made to Voltar's Mod Shop, I picked up another RGB mod board for a Nintendo 64. Now, if you guys haven't seen the video yet where I installed my N64 in the Darth Vader case that I bought at the Missouri Game Exchange, you can check it out right up there, that tutorial for you. I've got to do something with those guts, so I put those in another case that I had. It didn't have one of these RAM carts. It will have one now. I'm going to RGB mod that, and we're actually going to go ahead. I don't know if we're going to do a raffle or something. We're probably going to do some kind of fundraiser and sell that out there in the community. I'll do the mod work myself, but I definitely wanted to make sure that it had the best graphic opportunity out there, so it needed one of those RAM carts. Now, we did pick up 2 games at the show. I didn't pick up a whole lot. By the time we got there mid-afternoon on Sunday, quite honestly, a lot of stuff was just already gone. But there were 2 wrestling games that caught my eye that I had to pick up. WWF WrestleMania Challenge and WCW Wrestling. Now, these are both from about the same era. This one here came from Game Time Etc. 1-800-651-GAME. I paid $5 for this. I think I paid about $5 for this too. Or I may have even talked them down. I think I talked them down both for $8 or something like that. So I got a pretty good deal on both of them. I love old school wrestling games. Back in this era, I was a WWF fan. It wasn't until the mid-90s when I started watching WCW. But the fact it's got the Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal right on the cover, great looking game. And it's just something that's really cool to have in the collection. Now, the next item that I picked up is actually something I picked up in anticipation of a future video. Retrobit Gaming has partnered with Ireme to come out with a limited edition version of Metal Storm. If you've never played Metal Storm, it is an outstanding game that came out towards the end of the life cycle of the NES. Because it came out towards the end of the life cycle, the Super NES was already out, the Genesis was already out, not many people bought it. So original copies, they're starting to get up there in price, easily over $100 for a decent copy, cartridge only, of Metal Storm. Well, now they have re-released them, or they are in the process of re-releasing them, and you can get them through castlemaniagames.com. I'll have all the information on screen here if you want to pre-order either the collector's edition, which is going to be $69.99, or the cart alone, which is, I believe, $49.99. You can do that through the links down below in a pinned post. It's going to be probably along the same lines as what they did on the collector's edition side with Holy Diver and with R-Type Returns, where you get the fig pen, the little notebook. There's so much cool stuff that Retrobit puts into these things that you definitely, if you are a fan of the game, you want to pick it up, especially you figure $69.99 for the collector's edition. It's less than what you would pay for a original cartridge, and you're getting box and fig pen and all the other goodies, stickers probably going to be inside and all that. It's a really good value. Where I'm going with this is knowing that that's coming out, knowing I'm going to pick up a copy. I've been on the lookout for this, and I'm glad to see that I was able to find it. The Nintendo Power with Metal Storm on the cover. If you like MechWarrior, you are going to like Metal Storm. If you like Macross, if you like Jetfire or Skyfire from the Transformers, that's basically what this reminds me of, is that type of mech battle. In the package and everything, I think I paid about $5 or $6 for this too. Not too bad. It is in the plastic, and it looks like it's in really good shape too. So definitely something I wanted to have with that review of Metal Storm on the horizon. Hey, I should copyright that, On the Horizon. Sounds like a good name for a show about RC vehicles. I digress. The final two things I picked up is actually for a friend of mine, and these are going to be sent his way. So in addition to being a video game nerd, I'm also just a sci-fi nerd. I love Star Wars. You know, there's the three movies, 4, 5, and 6 that actually count. 1, 2, and 3 are okay, and we don't talk about The Last Jedi or The Force Awakens because they're terrible. And I love Star Trek. Star Trek Deep Space Nine, my favorite of all the series. Love The Next Generation. Voyager was The third season with the Xindi arc on Enterprise was probably the best Trek that we've had in 2 decades. But there is a YouTuber that I've gotten to follow who is into all of those things called the Anti-Trekker. Check him out. Really good stuff. He's also into comic books and stuff too. And knowing that, and knowing he is also a huge fan of the Fantastic Four, I picked up the Fantastic Four Spider-Man Classic and Identity Wars featuring the Amazing Spider-Man, the Incredible Hulk, and Deadpool. And this is a hardcover too. So these are actually going to be sent to the Anti-Trekker. I'll have his information down below as well. Someone I definitely recommend you guys checking out. And that's pretty much all that we picked up at the show. I've already talked to Austin, the organizers at the show while I was there. We're in for next year. We are going to be there at 2020. We are going to do a panel. And these are the type of people you want to see an event like this succeed year after year and continue to grow. It's one of those where there's no floor footage because I didn't bring my camera with me. We were going to take care of bigger issues there. I thought about shooting with my cell phone, but Riff from the Pixel Game Squad said it best.
But I also want to make it clear that there's a whole nother day tomorrow to be filmed, but you know what? We're not bringing the camera because we're realizing something this expo. We are talking with people and building friendships in ways that we never really thought we would. The guys holding the camera and Gabo over here and Gary and different people know there were conversations this weekend that go much deeper than YouTube. We were talking to people with tears in their eyes. We had tears in our eyes. We are talking about real life stuff, and something I iterated to every YouTuber I met or friend or fan or anything is this is real to us, and something that we do in our friend groups on YouTube of our friends, it's always friendships first, YouTube second, because that is what is important. So we want to stick by that rule, and today and tomorrow and the rest of the week and other things that we do in Portland, we are going to be hanging out with the people without a camera in their face and just enjoying each other for what we are. So Portland, thank you for bringing everyone together and making it such an awesome episode and such an awesome time for us.
And the cool thing to me about him saying that is we were together when he said that. That was last year in 2018 at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. And it's so true. And it's something that perspective is key. I can't thank everyone enough. There are a few people that I missed. You know, Riff and NES Complex had left about an hour before we got to the show. I would have loved to see them. J-Love, amazing. Thank you for all your kindness there. Linda, you know, you're awesome. Linda the Gaming Girl, you're awesome. You're player 2. Nintendo, the Nostalgic Numbnuts. You guys have nice little, you know what I'm talking about there. Gave the guys a little whoop. I'm weird. What are you gonna do about it? You know, Russ Lyman, David Apuzzo, everyone that was at the show, I just, from the bottom of my heart, from myself, from Ginger, from our family, thank you all for your kindness, your support, everything that you did for me at the show. It really meant a lot. I'm not gonna go through my typical, you know, subscribe, so on and so forth here at the end of this video. This is more me just talking off the cuff about the appreciation I have for this community. Go ahead, I'm telling you right now that we have great people in this community. I don't care what size your channel is, you're a great person. So check out JLove81, check out Linda, aka the Gamer Girl, check out the Nostalgic Numbnuts, check out Russ Lyman. You may actually ask him what he's doing. Check out BP Retro, check out the NES Addict.
Hey Jay, what'd you do?
I got the granddaddy. The big one. $90.
Check out T-Belly, your guy. Megadan29, I missed him. He had just left right before we had gotten there as well. There are a lot of people that just, there's so many amazing people. Oh, the Your Player 2, check him out as well. Sorry about that. But you guys really helped lift me out of a time that it was just hard, and I am so thankful you are all in our lives. I am Gary. This has been Rock Solid Productions. Look for us next year at the Southeast Game Exchange. We'll have information. Again, thanks to Austin and his family for being so understanding with everything that went on here. I hope to see you soon, and I hope to see you at the Southeast Game Exchange.